Namasarvebhyaha. This is the course on Sanatana Dharma for youth, and today is the fifth session on yoga by our Acharya, Dr. CSR Prabhu. We shall start with Prarthana. Om Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Over to you, Dr. Prabhu.
Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampadayakatrbhyo Vamsharashibhyo Mahatbhyo Namo Gurubhya. Okay, today is the last session on yoga practice. I've covered Sukshma Vyayama and asanas, and some more asanas I'll cover today. As I told you, there are 5 subjects: the Sukshma Vyayama, asanas, pranayama, dhyana, meditation, and also kriyas, internal clean. Since we don't have much time this time, we cannot cover kriyas. We have covered the entire Sukshma Vyayama minus hand exercises. And we have covered quite a few asanas. Today we will cover some more. We have covered quite a few pranayamas. And we have covered a few meditation techniques as well. So before we start asanas, I want to give a more theoretical perspective of the entire system of yoga. Yoga is one of the 6 darshanas of the Vedic lore. Sankhya, Yoga, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Mimamsa, and Vedanta are the 6 darshanas we'll be covering in our morning course during my lectures on darshanas. So Yoga Darshana, which is a practical process or lifestyle, is very core requirement today in the society. All the 5 causes of diseases like stress and pollution and hormone secretion and sedentary lifestyle, so leading to lethargy, all these problems can be overcome by 5 different processes, techniques of yoga, which I have just now told you. Sukshma Vyayama for body exercise and fitness, and asanas for hormone balance, and pranayama for removing the pollutants from the lungs and getting more oxygen, and then meditation for removing stress, shavasana, yoga nidra also I have taught for removing stress. And of course, we have the kriyas for the internal cleaning of the body. Now, why do we do all this? We do for very practical reasons. We want to be healthy and happy, because health is both physical and mental. If you are not mentally happy, then your health will be affected. And if you are healthy, your mind also will be happy. So the attitude towards life is very important. Karma Yoga, we have covered in one of my lectures previously in Bhagavad Gita. Do your duty perfectly, fight for your achievement results, but don't depend psychologically, don't become enslaved by the results. Do your duty perfectly, whether or not results come. Because even if the results don't come, it doesn't matter, because you have done your duty perfectly. So in life, we have so many things. We have competition, we have career, then retirement, then we have death also. So we see death, not only our own death we cannot see, but others can see our death, but we see others' death. We see birth and death, which are constant causes. How do we reconcile with death? So how do we reconcile with events in life? Like you become old and you become so old that you finally retire and you may be waiting to die. So Who am I? That is the first question. A lot of people don't think I'm in bad shape, I'm unhappy, this, that. But first question that should arise is, who are you? Who am I? Kastvam, koham, kota ayat. Who are you and who am I? And from where we have come, from where you have come and from where I am. And what is our family? Kate putra kate kanta kaste putra samsaro yamativa vichitraha. Everything is yes and no. Those whom you think you are very close, you are dependent, the opposite may happen. They may not be available, they may be dead, or they may be not bothered about you. You may be left in touch, or you may leave that place. Like, for example, jobs. You have spent long time. I have spent 28 years in government, and I have spent 10 years in education institution. Finally, you have to go. So when you go, everything is left out. You go and others also go. Everything is gone. So you can't go back to the previous stage in life. So what is important is what is your attitude. So on one side, when you do perfectly everything, how do you react to yasman no dvijate loko loka no dvijate chayaha? I've covered this in 12th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. The person will not be reacting or will not be affected by whatever happens in the world, by people in the world. And a person who will not affect or create problem for others. You should be such a person. And if you are like that, then the world will not get any problem from you. You will not be disturbed with the problems in the world. Because the world will have a lot of problems. If you open the TV, you'll see all kinds of silly problems, all kinds of silly statements, and sometimes serious problems. Sometimes you'll get news of death, sometimes you get news of defeat, sometimes you get of retirement or old age, or sometimes you'll get election results. But you see Narendra Modi is in full swing in the election nearing. He's not affected, he's very strong. So the success mantra is you should be very positive, very strong. So when your mind is very positive, whatever happens, it happens for your good. Because nothing is completely perfect, nothing is completely in your hands. For example, time is not in your hands. Your aging process is not, or somebody's death is not. Now, in the last 1 day or 2 days, I have gone through extreme situations. Like I was told about the death of a person of 92 years, who was our relative, who was a well-wisher, who loved us. So I went and saw his dead body and came. Then it so turned out that I submitted the resignation to my job today. So everything is changing. So you should be having the courage. You should be like having the Himalayan type of ability to withstand all kinds of vagaries of weather or vagaries that happen in the world. Because you cannot control most of the things. You cannot control time, you cannot control death, you cannot control others. You should have the capability to withstand all such events and happenings. That is about the mental attitude. How to get that mental attitude? There are two things. One is your control of the mind through the meditation, through pranayama, and the other is your attitude. The attitude determines your altitude. So in the attitude, you should remember that you are not the XYZ, because whatever XYZ designations, they're all temporary, they will go away. And you are not even the body, because your body also is changing continuously and it may also go away. And you know outside things, how they change and everything goes away. So there is nothing, yadrishyam tarnasyam. Whatever is visible will be finished, will be gone. Birth and death will happen. All the objects in the world are born, they grow, they mature, they become weak, and finally they disappear. So this is true not only for human beings, bodies, but for plants, animals, and even inanimate objects. Only time duration may be different. So, but the observer, that is I, Drashta, is not changing. Drishyam Tarnasyam, whatever is Drishyam, object reality, will go on changing and will disappear. But the observer is not changing, like the observed phenomenon. He is just observer. And he is not subjected to any changes. And of course, not even death in terms of the observer's consciousness. So that observer is I, myself, or yourself, every self, and is exactly same in all selves. In an ant or in even the Chadmukha Brahma, Chimalo, Brahmalo, Shiva Keshavadulalo, Prema Meera Nindi Undadi Rama. So that pure consciousness, which is all pervading. The word Vishnu means Vishvyapakatva, that pervades all, everything is pervaded. So that pure consciousness is all pervading. He is the truth, and the rest is Drishyam. Is not the truth. It goes on changing and disappears. The Drashta is the truth, and I am that Drashta. Eko Drashta. Mukta Prayosi Sarva. You are already liberated. Drashta is already liberated. It is free from all encumbrances, all bondages, all limitations, all constraints. All bondages, limitations, constraints, encumbrances are all imposed, imported by the mind and thoughts of your own making. If you stop your mind, if you stop your thoughts, if you give up your desires, if you give up your attachment, then you are already liberated. Because you cannot carry all this baggage with you when you go out of this world, however much you might have earned or however much of properties you may have made. So what is important is how you will remain happy without getting obsessed, without getting dependent on any of these objects. You are independent, you are free, you are happy, and you should be able to feel the happiness like a small child, independent of any object or any position or any situation. So having said this, that is Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham Shivo, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham Shivo. So this Soham meditation is exactly that. Soham stands for Saha and Aham. When they combine in Sandhi, they become Soham. He and I. He means Ishvara or Paramatma, and I means Jiva. He, I. Soham, Soham, Soham. So that means I am he and I. You say, who has Bandha, who has Moksha? Not the Paramatma, Parameshwara, only the Jiva. When I am not Jiva, but there is no Jiva as such. The pure consciousness or Ishvara or Shiva, under the influence of Maya, assumes a role of Jiva. And the Jiva will have so many issues, so many problems. So I am not Jiva, Jivo Naham, Deshigopva, Shivoham, Soham. That is the attitude with which you should do the meditation, Soham meditation. And Om is Ishvara himself. Om Ityagaksharam Brahma and Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. So Om itself is Brahman and Om itself is Ishvara. So when you are that Tattvamasi, you are that. And Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. The moment you realize the truth or validity of these Mahavakyas, you are already liberated. So that is the way towards moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So this is yoga. Yogena Atma Darshanam. Jivatma Paramatma Samyoga Eva Yoga. What is yoga? Is nothing but the Samyoga of Jivatma. So this, in fact, even in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned clearly. The bhaktas through following Bhakti Yoga will finally see Paramatma, realize Paramatma inside the Atmayandu Paramatmani Podagani. The moment you realize the Paramatma inside Atma, which is the yoga, then you are liberated, free. Otherwise, you are in suffering, you are in bondage. So this, in fact, Vemana went to the extent of saying Brahman or Paramatma is not a foreign country. It is in yourself, inside you. Even the well-known statement, the kingdom of God is within you. So even in the Vedic hymns, we have statements in the heart. In Bhagavad Gita, so I live in the heart of all beings. So if you know who you are, then you are God, you are Ishvara. Otherwise, you think you are so and so Jiva, XYZ, having so many thoughts. So the meditation process is to observe the thoughts and avoid the unnecessary false identification and their repercussions. So I'll show you a few asanas, four Shankar asanas. By the way, you can do these four asanas in the morning after taking one glass of warm water with salt, and you get a free motion. That is one round of Sankarasana. So the first asana is Sarpasana. These four asanas are given in my book also. First is Sarpasana. That is, you breathe in and you come forward, and you breathe out and you go back. The second is Urdhva Hastasana. You lift your hands up and bend to the left and right, something like Bharatanatyam. It is not Bharatanatyam, but it looks like that. You keep your hands, fingers like this, then you will automatically get this position of Urdhva going hands upside like this, and then breathe out and bend to the left. Breathe in and come to the center. Again, breathe out. When you breathe out, you pull in them. When you breathe in, you pull out them. And of course, we have the Kati Chakrasana, which is circular. In also I showed you this. In Sukshma, I am also Veda. Then we have the finally fourth one is Udarakarsana. It is sitting on the knees and then turn back. So these four asanas comprise the Sankapakshana series. Go to Shavasana. Try to left. To the center. To the right. Okay, we'll go for pranayama. Observe your breathing first. Deep, long breath. Then synchronize the Soham mantra with your breathing inhalation, so and exhalation. And finally, we'll go for the home meditation. Okay, I finished my class. So finally, I conclude that if you are able to stop your mind and be established in yourself, which is pure consciousness, that is Atma Sthiti, and Atma itself is Paramatma. So once you realize that you are Paramatma, which is Atma also, which is also assuming Jivatma role or Antaratma role or Jnanatma role. So the moment you realize that, you are self-realized, you are liberated. And again, you may be caught up in mind, but you have to maintain your vigil. Be always accepting yourself. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the thoughts, I am not the emotions, but I am pure consciousness bliss. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivo, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivo, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivo. Anobuddhyahankara Chittadinaham, Napakshrotrajitve, Nachatve, Nachavyomarna Bhumin, Natejo, Navai. Ananda Rupa Shivo, Ananda Rupa Shivo, Ananda Rupa Shivo. Any questions on what all I told today?
Yeah,
I told about theory. Yes.
one question. When you did that Kati Chakrasan, you did a breathe out when you twisted and breathe.
Yeah, when you come forward, you breathe in. When you go back.
Okay,
so
in any of these, if we make a mistake and reverse it, probably during the process, body will correct it. But is it like there can be mistake, no Guruji, if we don't practice or if it is new? Will it affect us?
It will affect. You should practice correctly. Practice
Okay.
makes perfect.
Okay, Guruji. I just asked because sometimes when we start doing that, there is a mistake. Like for me, it does happen, but it corrects after first or second turning, corrects it. But,
You have to correct. You have to do only correct time. When you go back, you throw, breathe out. When you come forward, you breathe in. You catch up.
okay. Okay, Guruji. That's
Any
anybody.
other questions? Any other points which I told today? Any other subject which I told?
If we try to shut the thoughts will keep coming. But
you have to keep on observing. I told you there are three stages in meditation. First is just observe your thoughts. Don't shut them. Don't get carried away with them. Just observe like an observer. As you observe, the thoughts come and go, come and go, come and go. Keep on observing, come and go, come and go, come and go. And then they will be reducing but not stop. So when they become slowed down, then you start breathing in and breathing out. You observe your breathing because when the thoughts have slowed down, the breathing will become automatically slower and longer. Then you start experiencing the breathing deeper and in and out without any thoughts. Then you go to Soham stage, then you go to blankness, then you do Om. So it is a continuous practice, experiential matter. It is not a theoretical thing. So as you practice, you become perfect. Practice makes perfect. And the moment you get control over your mind, mind will think only what you asked to think. Stop when you want to stop. Prashantamanasam dhenam yoginam sukham uttamam. If you are able to calm your mind, then that is the greatest pleasure and happiness. Shantarayasam brahmabhutamakam. Sadatmaram yogi niyatamanasaha shantim nirvana parvam. So the highest piece of nirvana will achieve the mind is.
ధన్యవాద్ గురుజీ.
Namaskaram Andi. I have one question that
Yes.
that we make a lot of resolutions like New Year resolutions, or sometimes you resolve that you will get up early like that, but after some time they fade away. So
Yes.
what is the remedy for this?
Well, see, it depends on the intensity of your resolution. See, when some resolutions will not fade away, like for example, you have to pay your income tax. That will never fade away because it is by force. So only forceful resolutions will not fade away. However, forceless resolutions will fade away. But if you want to convert forceless into forceful, then you have to write down something like a board every day. This has to be done, or in a diary. Every day you see that. Oh, this has to be done. This has to be done. So you cannot do too many things anyway. So again and again, reiterating a resolution is the only way to make it more forceful. Of course, there are others like your wife or son or granddad or somebody who will make forceful things on you. You have to do that. You will do it. Like income tax, you have to pay. You can't say, okay, fine, it will fade away and all. So basically, it is a question of force. You are from military, so you know what is force. Without force, nothing is that.
Any yoga methods?
Yeah. See, there's the suggestion process. Now, you have seen the meditation process. At the end of the meditation, you will be free. Like even when you do Sandhya Vandanam, Gayatri, at the end of it, at the end of meditation, your mind will be free. Then you have to. There are two things you can do after your mind is free completely. At the end of meditation, you observe what ideas you are getting. There are two possible ideas, two possibilities. One is new ideas, that is creativity. Because while doing meditation also, when the mind becomes fresh and calm and quiet, it will get new ideas. So the creativity, new idea, innovation, all that will happen. Second possibility is, what was your resolution? What was your previous commitment? So you recall that, oh, okay, this was my commitment, this was my resolution, so I should do it. So you have to accept yourself like this. What asset I will do is, don't take too many of them, you cannot do. You can take one or two maybe, one at a time. Asset, this I shall be doing. By recalling it after the meditation session is over and after due ideation process is also over.
Okay, thank you.
Guruji, one question. During Anulom Vilom Pranayam, first you breathe
Yes.
out from the left and start breathe,
No,
then
no, no,
breathe.
no. Start with breathing in from left.
Okay. And end with breathing out in the left, is it?
You always start with breathing in with left, then you breathe out to right. You know that, right? Again, you breathe in to
Yeah.
right,
Right.
breathe out to left. That is one round.
Okay.
So number of rounds can be there. So the longer the better. It's up to your capacity and your time that how many rounds you will do.
Okay.
The longer the breath, the better it is. Okay.
Okay. There is no holding at all in it, no, Guruji?
No, at the moment, no.
Okay.
During summer heat like this, if you hold the breath, you will get heart attack. You should not do. So in summer heat and all, only Sitali, Sitkari are the best. And simple Nadi Swadhi, that's an example. We have stopped teaching holding the breath during the yoga classes sessions because it's very dangerous to hold the breath longer and then you will get heart attack and you may die also. We don't want that to happen because it has to be very gradually and very carefully we learn. Normally, physical contact is there between the student and teacher, but since we don't have physical contact, we are not teaching the retention part in our online classes.
Okay. Dhanyavad. If there are no more questions, probably, or no more announcements, we can close with the Shanti Mantra. Guruji.
Announcement is that there is valedictory function tomorrow. Same time, 7 o'clock. So all of you please attend. Another one is please make attendance sheet for all those participants who have attended during this course. We will give them participation certificate depending on the number of classes they have attended. Okay, go ahead, Saugandhi.
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम. We'll stand up for national anthem. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. जय हिंद.
Jai Hind.
जय श्री राम.